EASIT, Easy Access for Social Inclusion Training.
Online EASIT Multiplier Event 6, Ljubljana, 14th of June 2021. Audiovisual Journalism and Easy to Understand Language. Project Presentation. Ana Matamala, Universitat Autónoma de Barcelona.
I am Ana Matamala. I am in my late 40s, well-built with a round face and glasses and medium-length hair. I work at Universitat Autónoma de Barcelona, UAB, and I have been invited to this event to give you a global overview of the EASIT project, which I have led during the last 3 years. There will be a specific video which will present a summary of the project and its main outputs or results. But I think I would like to tell you the story of the project, its challenges, its milestones, especially now that we are at the end of the project. EASIT started because we all had this idea. There are written texts which are made easier to understand by using, for instance, easy to read or plain language. But how should we approach it in audiovisual content? And since many of us had been working with other access services, for instance, audio description or subtitling, we also asked ourselves whether these access services could be easier to understand and how we could expand the skills of many accessibility professionals. So, well, we put a proposal, we got funding and started working hard. In the first meeting in Barcelona, we already found some challenges. For example, the terminology to be used. Some partners were experienced in easy to read in written text, others were closer to plain language. So we had a very nice discussion. How should we define and refer to what we were interested in? And then 2 main ideas emerge. The first one is that our interest was not only on the written text on printed format. And the second one is that we thought that reading implies decoding, but also understanding. This is why at the end, we decided to talk about easy to understand language as an umbrella term for different language varieties in which simplification occurs. At the very beginning, we also developed a multilingual, easy to understand website. Please visit it. And we provide the content in different modalities, in different languages. And while it was also a challenge to us, I have to be very honest, but it was also a good way to prove that a European project website can be easy to understand. So, well, the project started, and in the first stage, we carried out a survey to learn about the current situation in Europe in terms of practice and training. And this was key, this was fundamental, because it set the framework against which we developed the project. And we also had discussions, focus groups, interviews with professionals across Europe from the audiovisual translation, but also from the easy to understand language world, in order to get a better understanding of the situation and of future possibilities. So after the survey, after the interviews, after the focus groups, so after talking to everybody, we were ready to move to the stage of actually deciding the profiles we wanted to focus on. And given the expertise of the consortium, we decided to define the skills of 3 professional profiles. The expert in easy to understand subtitles, the expert in easy to understand audio description, and the expert in easy to understand audiovisual journalism. Then we designed a university program and a MOOC to train these professionals. And well, we have not implemented it, but if you are interested in adapting these courses, using them in your institution, you are welcome to do so. And apart from all this, we have also discussed on the various certification strategies that you can adopt if you want to implement these courses and provide the certificate at university level, but also at vocational training level. The core of the project and the last stage very intense one, has been the creation of open access materials. It has been a long process involving a lot of coordination from a technical point of view, but also from a conceptual point of view. We are not graphic designers, we are not audiovisual producers, we are lecturers, so this has been challenging for us. But our aim was to produce good quality in terms of content and something that you, trainers, can use in your classes. So we have created video lectures, we have produced videos with interviews in which we talk to professionals, to users. We have produced samples, we suggest reading lists, we have additional materials, we have sample questionnaires, we have suggested tasks. If you are a trainer, you have all these materials available and they are in open access on our website. So, as I said, if you are a trainer wishing to give a talk about easy to understand language or wishing to organize the full course, I think that you will probably find some interesting content. The beauty of it, I think, is that you can use the content as it is, or you can even download the slide presentation and adapt it to your needs. You can do whatever you want because they are free and open access. And if you are a self-learner, you will also find, I think, useful content. For instance, you could watch the video lectures which provide all the basic information. Well, this was a presentation of what EASIT has been. As I said, being almost at the very end of the project, I wanted to take a slightly different approach in my presentation and tell you a bit about the story of the project. A project which I really hope has an impact on accessibility in general and on easy to understand language in particular, with a focus on the audiovisual world. Thank you very much.
Anna Matamala, anna.matamala@uab.cat.
The project EASIT has received funding from the European Commission under the Erasmus Plus Strategic Partnerships for Higher Education Programme, Grant Agreement 2018-1 ES01 KA203 05275. The European Commission's support for the production of this publication does not constitute an endorsement of the contents, which reflect the views only of the authors, and the Commission cannot be held responsible for any use which may be made of the information contained therein. This work is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution, Share Alike 4.0 International License. Partners of the EASIT project: Universitat Autónoma de Barcelona, Università degli Studi di Trieste, Universidade de Vigo, Stiftung Universität Hildesheim, SDI München, Dyslexie Verbundet, Radio Televizija Slovenija, Zavod RISA. EASIT, Easy Access for Social Inclusion Training.